Hi, recently I made my debut novel, Feud, uh, written quite some time ago now, free online, and it was, to my surprise, it was a lot of people took it up, and so I thought that perhaps I ought to, since it is quite a while since it was published, that I probably ought to say a bit about it. So this is the book, Feud. The first of a series of 9 books, well, 8 novels and 1 novella, which tell the story of a Yorkshire family during the rather lengthy Wars of the Roses. So what's the first book about? Well, it's about 3 siblings, basically. So it's a kind of 3-handed story. And these 3 siblings drive the story forward, and everything you read in Feud is about the way in which the story takes each of these 3 characters. So who are the 3 characters? Well, Ned is the younger son of a Yorkshire baron, and he's very much in the shadow of his older brother. He's got all the skills of knighthood, but rarely has he ever had the opportunity to put them into any sort of practice. And Feud gives him the opportunity to do that, which on reflection he might have regretted. His younger sister Emma is, I suppose, in some ways untypical of your average 15th century 17-year-old, in that she has been given the responsibility of running her father's household after the death of the early death of her mother. We won't go into how her mother died, but that's another story. So Emma is more at home with, let's say, herbs than, for example, men. And the third of the 3 siblings is her younger sister, Eleanor, who is 15 and basically is everything that Emma isn't. She's brash, she's brave, she's beautiful, all the bees. But she's also a bit of a force of nature. She's driven by her passions. And in that sense, Eleanor is untypical in a different way of 15th century womanhood or girlhood. She is her own worst enemy, and I suppose perhaps all of those features of Eleanor have made her probably the most popular character amongst the readers of the Wars of the Roses series. However, those are the 3 siblings, and the book begins by thrusting each of those 3 into a situation, the same situation, but different facets of the same situation, where their world, all they know, has been turned upside down. Because their father has got into some political trouble. He's fallen foul of the Queen, Margaret of Anjou, and it's going to end badly for him. Well, the 3 siblings, his children, are left to pick up the pieces of this family disaster. So having presented the reader with these 3 siblings, the book then follows through their stories, because the 3 are separated from each other by the events of 1459, and the rest of the book really is them trying to find each other and well, basically to survive the plethora of incidents which come their way. The story the story's climax comes around the time of the Battle of Towton, which itself was a decisive battle during the Wars of the Roses. And it's in the context of that part of the wars that the three siblings resolve their problems. So what sort of a book is Feud? Sharon Bennett Connolly was kind enough to refer to the book as a breath of fresh air for historical fiction, which is a review comment that I treasure. What sort of a book is it? Well, if you're looking for historical fiction with long descriptions of furniture, dresses, and physical features, then this is not for you. You'll find a lot of action. You'll find some romance. You'll find that it's rooted, hopefully, in accurate history. That's the intention. And I'm pretty confident about that. So it's historically sound. It's fast paced. It's going to carry you along. There is blood. It's not a horror. It's not a horror story, but there's action. There's blood. There's fighting. It's covering a period of a war. So inevitably, that's going to happen. And it can be brutal. What war is brutal, fundamentally brutal, and the Wars of the Roses was no exception to that. You can find out more about the book on my website, www.derekburks.com, and the book's available on Amazon, of course, but also you can order it in paperback either online or from in person from any bookstore. So you might like to take a look at it if you're interested in the Wars of the Roses or historical fiction of the medieval period, and let me know what you think. There's a contact page on my website as well. So if you're interested, then why not take a look? See you again soon.